I'm kind of going to jump right into this reading because I always forget because it takes me a minute to process, but I'm going to just tell y'all what I remember. Something about plugging in the earth, and we saw this card the other day. I think I did the reading outside, and I think I started with these cards, and they this card started to blow, and I grabbed them because I knew that was a message. The wind was giving me a message. But I left the Seven of Wands outside by mistake. One of my children brought it to me and was like, so that was like the third card that I had left outside, and it was the most important ones. It was something that sometimes one card was something that nobody ever seen. So let me show it to y'all. The official person. This was what was left outside. You can see the weather is torn from the it's worn from the weather. That one. This one on the other video I pulled out. I see coughing. I'm looking at these messages too. Coughing. So this is an official person. This just means an official person. I left the credit cards, or what do you call them? Oh, credit cards. I ain't mean to say that. Like I'm saying credit cards. Whatever these cards are. I left the title cards in the deck. This means official person. This means it's something that's never been seen before. Like, not just that person, but nobody in human history. It's a witness to, I want to say a witness to God, his power, you know. And then Seven of Wands out of this deck, which my Seven of Wands stands for, uh, unless it's out of a different deck. In this particular deck, the Seven of Wands stands for somebody that is trying to stop somebody, but they live in a double life. So what's happening is their world is being split apart. Here it is. The Seven of Wands, traditionally, he has on two different shoes. He got a boot. Trying to fix it. He got a boot and a shoe. And they call this a defensive card because the other ones he's trying to stop. But this is like somebody that's living a double life. So there's somebody that's stuck, and it's like they trying to block information, or they trying to stop people from projecting on them. But somebody is living a double life, and it's like the inevitable is going to happen because this person was supposed to learn a higher lesson. Okay, so let me put these back. Anyway, it says plugged in. Somebody's finally plugged into the earth, 10th chakra, grounding in nature. That when the wind blew, it was trying to stop the message. You know, just things. I've had a lot of weather magic thrown at me. I've also had communications, which is all air ruled. Communications where my internet goes down, blackouts, trees falling, things like that. I've had a lot of that, but the magic is weak now. It doesn't even work. It doesn't even work. It does not work. May feel so good. But anyway, this card was telling me somebody's trying to stop a storm from coming. So that's like a storm of information and exposure. But this was telling me about sulfur. They was like, it's an odor coming out the ground. I was like, what's the odor? It was like, it's stink is coming out the ground. I was like, what's that? It's got to be sulfur. So sulfur usually is like when that comes out the ground, it's talking about an earthquake. But the earthquake is related to a volcano, and I had did a video about an underwater volcano. But this sulfur smell that's coming, it's a big storm. That could be the earth coming apart, in that Seven of Wands too. So this could be an actual, like, this rift that's in here, like you see somebody's trying to stop it from coming apart. But that's because these people do magic. If you do magic on earth angels, they're not the only ones, but people that are sent here. It's a bunch of people. It's grid workers. It's all types of people here for the earth. They're here. Their mission is the earth. If humanity is second, y'all understand what I'm saying? Earth first, humanity second. Earth can't exist without human life can't exist without earth. So they pull on these elements, and I tell y'all that all the time. They use this magic to pull on the elements. They can't do that no more. The planets is not even honoring them because the planets are getting recalibrated now. So when they do baneful magic using the old, let's call it the old coordinates. I don't even know how to explain that. The planets are just not honoring. If they use herbs from the ground, the plants are not going to work. They're not going to have the magical properties for those people. Because that's life. It knows. It's a frequency to everything. The plants know what's they know. Um, anyway, so it's sulfur, and it's telling me about a volcano, but it's underground. It's going to change the surface of the earth now that these people are plugged in. They was trying to stop them. I did a video a while back, and so I'm just telling y'all what I'm being reminded of. I did a video where it was saying they keep doing root work to stop these people from connecting to the earth. So let me get my element deck real quick. This is not going to be a long read. I'm just wondering about this sulfur or the smell that's coming from the earth. Because there was something here, even though it's a volcano that's underground, it's cracked because it's I mean, it's the earth opening up, but there's something about dead bodies as well. Like corpses is already, stuff that's already buried. So somebody's third eye is opening, and there's chaos almost in front of it. And that's sending everybody scattering, most likely because they don't want to be found out. And then there's light behind it. So this light is shooting through this person with their third eye is opening. So let's just call this this is like the people that sent here for Earth missions. The only reason those people are scattering is because it's energetic fingerprints on them. The earth wants to consume them when it transforms. So when the earth transforms, it wants to flood and swallow certain people or certain groups. So you know how sometimes people will get an alert to move out. God will tell them, like, move out of this location. And it could be they could lose their home or not be able to afford the rent. It's a bunch of ways that God tell you to move. It could be crime. Sometimes God tells me through crime. Sometimes people end up losing their mind. I have to leave. Whatever it is, I got to get out because I can see that. So it's something here specifically about mocking. Somebody is mocking somebody. They could be mocking God or they can be mocking another person. Especially when it comes to messages, mail, getting away with something when it comes to messages or mail. I'm getting all of that information from a bird outside. And it's something about somebody being on the fence. He went from the mailbox to the fence. That's why. Anyway, let's hurry up and get a message out here. Okay, so now you plugged in. You got defenders. These defenders are protecting you while you ground in. Because it's some information you're supposed to spread out. Like you plugging into the earth basically and shooting out some type of information. But so this is the heart meridian. It says safety and higher consciousness. I know they protecting you. But what is it? If your mission, this is specifically for people that's here for the earth. You know if you're here for the earth or not. Birds and animals flock to you, children. Well, not necessarily children, but mostly nature stuff. Like talking to animals, learning different animals. It's like, yeah. So they protecting you while you ground in. I ain't gonna say it's hard to do both things, but while you grounding in, it's very, very. It's kind of complicated to do both because energetically it's exhausting. So you protect it from anything that has to do with heart magic specifically. Anybody that's doing heart attack spells and stuff like that, because you grounded in, they can't get the root work on you to come up through those chakras. Pericardium, that's the heart too. It's not necessary. It's like the column of. Let me read y'all the pericardium, because I think it might be the sac that houses the heart. I say it's the column because energetic wise, it's that whole area. It's like a column where the heart is. Imagine if the heart was in the middle. Oh, I had to look up DJ Khaled. He was a Sagittarius. That's why I put that Sagittarius sign on that post. Now, what is pericardium? The pericardium is a fluid sac, a fluid-filled sac that surrounds and protects the heart. It also lubricates the heart and holds it in place in your chest. So it was another reading that I did. I'm getting so many downloads. I feel like y'all all gonna be getting a lot of downloads. But anyway, it was another video I did where I said it's an amniotic. It's a I was like, it's some sac busting, and whoever this sac is busting on is supposed to bust. But that's that sac. I said it was an amniotic sac because I thought it was a baby, but it's telling me somebody's heart. But it's supposed to happen to them. It says protection and self-love. So this is because somebody loves their self. It's so important to love yourself. It's the only way that you can be safe. It is the only way that you can be safe. It's the only way that you can protect what you love, your children, whatever it is, your pets. You have to love yourself. If you do not love yourself, you are a sitting duck and a target. It is so important. You got to find a way. I don't care if that means get a dollhouse and start playing with it, going outside and rolling around. We have evolved enough where everybody can start to love themselves. You can start to at least make peace with the things that you cannot change. If this is the only vessel that you got, you don't want to waste your time telling you or talking to yourself about all the things that you don't like. Like, we evolved past that. There's the fire. So remember, this is sulfur. It is a volcano. I know I'm picking up on this, but so I'm trying to tell y'all in both forms because I'm getting a message. I want to know about the earth, but I'm telling y'all about this message as well. Now that these grid workers are plugged into the earth, y'all will start to regenerate and transform, so y'all heat can go up, y'all fire can go up. This is not for people that harvest, because people that harvested, this fire is going to do severe damage to them. It's going to cause rapid aging, rashes, outbreaks, y'all know, issues with blood. But for the rest of the collective, they're going to be purged by fire. We won't die by fire like the Bible say. You'll purge and then you'll ascend the emotions. You'll be able to walk on water. I know. I'm just giving y'all the way that I was told. I get told several different ways based on the timeline. But anyway, because the biblical timeline is done. But this right here is that volcano. Y'all temps can run hotter than normal. Y'all pee can run hotter than normal. Usually when your pee is hot like that, I'm supposed to tell y'all I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling y'all things that happen to me. When your pee is hotter than normal and you do energy work with crystals and stuff like that, breathing exercise, you can pee all of that fire out, that excess fire that you don't need. Appetite stone also came up for getting all of that excess energy out the root chakra. So if you're going through a celibate period, you trying to flush that unwanted sexual energy, that lust that's been projected at you to get you into certain relationships or pull you back to the past relationships, whatever this baiting and luring, that's going to help a lot, because it's going to go into the ground. So always sit your bottom on the ground. Y'all had to test these theories out. Sit your bottom on the ground and ask the earth to take all excess fire from you, and it'll do it. So first chakra, we're going to stop it right here. I cannot even express that it's something coming up out of the earth, and it's in the form of fire. Okay, we got volcanoes up here erupting, and then we know that all over the surface, but this one specifically, it is not open yet. This is going to change the actual mass of the land. So I talked about California cracking completely off and the Golden Gate Bridge going. It's going to change both coastlines. It's going to be other pieces that snap off and break too. But this right here, okay, so back to the mundane. When y'all root chakras start to open up, when your root chakra, this is the first one, when it starts to open up and your kundalini starts to rise, this energy, which is going to happen now, it it basically, the energy goes and starts. It looks like chaos in your world. The only reason it looked like chaos is as your Kundalini energy rises, it rejects everything that's not good for you. You either start to see, well, I'm gonna say you not you either start to see. You start to see things that's not good for you. It's just like it glitches out in a way where not necessarily computer, like people show their mask. It's like it when it rises, all hell breaks loose if it's not supposed to be in your environment. It's the equivalent to energetic detox as this goes through. That's why I say y'all purging by fire, because I just saw an ambulance. I don't know why. That's an old school one too. I saw an ambulance from the 80s. So I don't know if the 80s could be significant. But anyway, you purge by fire. This right here is going to rise, and anything in your environment is going to be rejected. And most of the time this can be kind of intense, but if you go with the flow, and instead of you trying to control it and you release it, because 9 year is about releasing. I'm not gonna say that you're not gonna feel human and be trying to figure out why, but it's a such a deep cleanse because it's been denied for so long. Whatever comes out, I'll read this to y'all. It says lake. This is talking about somebody's intuition. The intuition either being blocked or a person not being awake. It's a couple of cards. This one is a person is not awake because they need to be dormant. This is not that card, but one of them is showing me one is dormant because it needs to wake up slowly so it doesn't cause chaos. It's very important to ground, because if you don't ground, the weather up here is going to get crazy. It's going to be more loss of life than actually needed. So it's like that's the equivalent of saying this is, I cannot stress enough, this is ancient beef. So for a person to want to take you out this lifetime, it goes back. So you can't really get mad. I'm gonna say you can because you're human, but you can't really get mad over something that you already won. All you got to do is walk forward. The idea is to get you caught up and investigate them and find out about them, make them relevant instead of wiping them completely out of reality as a whole for the collective. So why get mad over something that's been happening lifetimes? You need to succeed. Whatever your mission is, you need to succeed at that instead of being distracted. You've been distracted long enough. And now we getting a green light and a go ahead. You just gotta let this happen. You ain't gonna know why, but you'll understand later. But them kundalinis is rising. That could mean a lot of lust projected at you. A lot of what do you call it? What's that? What sexual energy being on the rise? Like a lot of dogs in heat around you and stuff like that. Like back, I say. You know what I'm saying? Like shield yourself. If you've been celibate for a while, these people can't even touch you. Lust is, you done beat that 7 deadly sin where they can't even pull on that chakra. Like that ain't gonna be the way that we get to know each other. You got make one of these trash cans levitate. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are now. You can't. A lot of y'all can't even be with regular males. Y'all got to be with ones that you're gonna know. You're gonna know the difference. It's not gonna be a fitted hat and some nice sneakers. I'm just trying to tell you. All right. So what is this voice? All right. I'm gonna tell y'all what I heard, but it's saying talk about the apocalypse. Talk about the apocalypse coming in, but the apocalypse is the 4 horsemen. But the 4 horsemen, I got to get more on this because I don't know if I can't tell whether this download is, if this is an interruption or what, because I can't tell. But anyway, this right here, this is my 4 horseman card, but it's a 5th horseman that comes in. The 5th horseman is the actual apocalypse. The 4 horsemen is just, like I say, Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn. They get in their cut, and then Jupiter I can't even really put in there because Jupiter is under under review right now. So Pluto for sure, Neptune for sure, Saturn for sure. Saturn has been officially added since yesterday. But this is equivalent to them coming in and getting their cut of food through, pestilence. What is it? Pestilence? Money. They getting their cut of money, but they don't get paid in money. They get paid in blood. That's Neptune. Pluto get paid. I mean, he get paid in death, but it's usually the death that he gets paid in is people that indoctrinate, that it's no longer, the indoctrination is no longer needed because it's not effective for forward change. So yeah, I don't know. All right, let's see. Somebody can see it coming in. Somebody can see those four horsemen coming. I mean, but it's in slow motion. Maybe somebody, I don't know. I'm not, that's a whole nother reading, and I just now said it's fast. I don't know, somebody asleep or trying to hide out. I want to know about the volcano. I can't. It's too much information going through me right now. They coming for people that's in between two. They coming for people in between minds. People that won't release people. Clones, copycats, doppelgangers. One card, y'all, and I'm gonna read whatever comes out. I'm not even looking for anything particular anymore because I'm getting too many downloads. It says discipline and time. Somebody manipulating time. They specifically looking for a certain person. Yeah. They said don't say looking. They're not looking. They know who it is. A lot of y'all is specific people in y'all family tree that's been manipulating time. These are key holders. I speak about key holders. Taurus energy is very significant. People in secret societies that y'all didn't even know. That's not the government. These are species. Key holders are species. Tubal canes. I'm not talking about the CIA. I'm not talking about the FBI. I'm specifically talking about family trees, key holders. These are spliced humans. Okay. Okay, it says brush fires and fury. So I'm going to read both of these to y'all. Brush fires and fury. It's something travel going on in this card. And they telling me about the Amazon. And Aries energy is significant. It's always significant. I don't know why. A lot of y'all have Aries in y'all family. And they could be under fire. Those ones, I ain't going to say they need to be watched. But they're the ones that are being watched. It's some danger. They something about they in danger. They trying to get away. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I try to not be in danger by doing what I'm supposed to. Not playing in God's face. Well, there's somebody that got money. That's the Taurus energy too. It says time discipline. Find out the causes of your procrastination or resistance. Do not miss your opportunity. Someone is wasting time. Be aware of this. You have finite time on this planet, so use it well. So y'all remember what I was saying. Ancient stuff. Ancient. Move in front of it. Move in front of it with your vessel, because a lot of y'all made children, which is copies of yourself. So you want to set up and establish things with them, even when it comes to just teaching them their gifts, asking them their dreams, things like that. Manifestation is not always a magic wand. It could be your children could be creative with instruments or something like that. Develop that so they can start being set up for that, because that's where the world is going. This is more like the parents. The parents and the grandparents. No. So when I say the parents, I'm talking about us that are actually honoring our now children and know that they're royal and know that we need to get them in line. And then grandparents actually backing us up through ancestry or galactic family, whatever you have. They backing you up to make sure that you got the defense you need. It says word of power. It says disciplantus. Disciplantus. That's Latin for discipline. As you grew up, time seemed to pass very slowly and you couldn't wait to grow up. Then conversely, as you aged, time went quickly as you knew it was running out. We have an innate idea of time, but what is it actually? So I'm gonna look for the volcano card in here. That's why I said the fifth horseman is not out. And I got downloads about the seals. It's like somebody wants you to talk about destruction. They want you to be in that. I don't feel it. I don't feel the fear programming don't work. I'm not in fear. I'm not in a rush. So somebody wants you to talk about the end is here. No, the end is there for you. The only reason we feeling it is because your world is falling down, not our world. For some of y'all, it feels like that. And I'm just trying to explain to y'all, if you know why your temperature is going up, why things is falling off, and you understand that if you move away from it, you go with the flow, and then you move out of whatever that position is that you know is crumbling. It's starting to crumble so bad that you can say, oh, okay, I need to change this house, job, or whatever. That's going with the flow, and you'll see that change. But if you stay and it fall around you, it's going to mimic these energies that's desperate, because their reincarnations is over. It says physics says time is what a clock reads. Simple. Time has also been defined as the continued indefinite progress of existence, but it is hard to put a definition to the word without using the concept of time. So time is irrelevant. This is why I say time is irrelevant. Time is only relevant to each person. So I know I double talk, but sometimes, but that's because I got to break it down for different people in different ways. That's why it's important for you to put your own interpretation on it, because you'll feel it. Like most people I talk to, they'll say, I understand what you're saying. They may not get exactly, but they can translate it. So time is relative to each person. And that's what I was saying. Whatever this feeling of desperation and fear is, it's not on certain people. It's people walking around here just as calm and happy, and they're not sad or mad. It's because other people are in a time crunch, and our energy affects everybody, and the radius has gotten so big that all you gotta do is clean your energy off, and it'll go back to neutral, calm. It don't match everybody else. It says we normally refer to time in what it can do for us and what it means. Humans initially broke time down in measurements of light and dark, day and night, when the sun rose, when it began to circle across the sky, when it set, when the moon rose, and continued its arc. As humans became more sophisticated and began to break down these phenomena into hours, minutes, and seconds, we learned how to accurately measure time, although many different cultures had just as many ways to express time through their calendars. The study of measuring time is called horology, Horology. Time is an important element in the way it combines with other elements: the speed of light, the velocity of an object, space, time, and gravity. So the download I got with them constantly breaking down time. Hold on, let me get it back, y'all, because it was something important that I had to tell y'all. So the timing that you should be following, is called your biorhythm. That is why, even though you don't have an alarm clock, a lot of y'all going through this now where they wake you up. Let's say that you usually miss the trash. It's like God to give you a dream, and you'll see a trash truck go by and wake up and be able to put the trash out on time, because you're running off your biorhythm. You wake up, but you don't need an alarm to wake you up. Your biorhythm is set. It tells you when to eat, when to drink, when to wake up. It tells you everything that you need to know. You get downloads of when to research something, when to call somebody. The interference is what you knock out. And you knock that out by feeling. If you want to call somebody, for example. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go outside and be bothered. It tells you when to get sunlight. It tells you everything. Your biorhythm is your timing. That's what I mean by timing is relative to you, and how important it is to be aware. But somebody been messing with your time and trying to throw it off, stress and all this stuff. This family tree, because whatever they ain't doing, the bloodline, they ain't complete. And they just saying, oh my God. Yeah, oh you God. I've been telling my family about God since 2010. I said, he coming, he coming, he coming. But you know, people have been saying it for centuries, so. All right, it says brush fires, fury. It says, oh, let me get these are element cards. So each one has an element. 41 was, the element is air. So y'all remember air is at the bottom of the deck? We was talking about The air element, this sulfur and this sulfur and this storm that's coming. And then brush fires, I already know that's the element of fire because we can see it here. The element of fire. So this fire that's coming is preceded by whatever this sulfur is that's coming out the ground. It's a warning, but more so, it's the animals. So that's what I was telling y'all. Like animal instincts, it's in us, but it's in animals more. And if you learn how to understand animals, they definitely go into a place when they have to move like that. They go into a place where they're gonna be safe, and they're gonna keep going because they are in tune with the earth. It's okay. It says fury. Extreme emotions, once enraged, are hard to put back in the container. Anger is a healthy emotion, yet fury is less necessary. Warlike emotions should be tempered unless survival requires it. Emotional intelligence is required at this time. You have to be responsible with this energy when it wells up in you. When you find out information, it's a lot of stuff that we're going to find out. People do how heinous things, and they've been doing it for years. You gotta ascend past, oh, you cheated on me, oh, you, whatever you did, like, oh, you slept with my mother and she's pregnant and my grandfather is my cousin. It's a lot of that stuff, going on. So when you think about all the time that you actually invested was into lies, or, people was manipulating this, because nobody ever gives out time, because time is something you can't get back. If you give me $500, that is shit. I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm just trying to tell y'all, I don't mean to talk bad about money, but I'm saying time, blood, sweat, and tears is something you can never get back. That's why people don't play with it like they don't play with their food. If you stick your hand over here, I'm going to snatch it off. That's time I could have given to my kids, because I know my time is valuable. I wouldn't even invest in a person if I knew that they was playing games. But now people know that they've been playing with their own self. They've been playing with their own time because there's no more time left. You didn't use your time wisely. Thought it was never going to end. Now it's going to end on those certain pieces of the bloodline. And now all the things that's connected to all that everything is up for grabs. It never was a game. You always knew you was being watched. Who is not aware of right and wrong? Like, woo! Anyway. Be responsible, okay? Like I said, go out and ground. And sometimes your rage can well up. That God's wrath, when it passed through you, let it pass through you, because that fire is intense. Sometimes you might go out and you might walk in your socks. You say, no, I'm going to just walk because I need to move. Some people need to move. They need to walk around in a circle, but walk around in a circle in your socks. Just walk, 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 walk. Walk it off, walk it off. But some people might sit on the ground and be like, this is still not good enough. You might need to lay your whole body down on the ground. Like, I'm really telling y'all, you're going to need to let the earth pull it out of you if you don't know how to handle your rage and your anger, because if you plugged into the earth, you do not want that, okay? Especially when you don't know where it's coming from. It says, brush fires are a regular occurrence within some ecosystems in places such as Australia. Australia is something very significant, because there's somebody that do something over there. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's somebody that, and they already had heat issues, because we're going to have a lot of heat issues, heat waves and stuff like that. Brush fires, like in Oklahoma, we used to have that where lightning strike the grass and then the whole refuge catch on fire. And they had to move the buffalo and stuff around, but I'm just trying to tell y'all, responsibility, okay? It's somebody in Australia that's going to get the business. It says, brush fires are a regular occurrence within some ecosystems in such places. Australia, my home country. Brush fires are often started naturally by lightning strikes. That's what I just said. Okay, brush fires are often started naturally by lightning strikes and unnaturally by arson or uncontrolled back burning. Back burning, that's what they do with farmland, like if they need to burn the crops down so the soil can be good. Brush fires have a high heat output and are greatly affected by wind, fuel load, ambient temperature, humidity, and slope. The First Nations people in Australia used fire to successfully control and manage the fertility and appearance of the environment for more than 6,000 years prior to European settlement. Particular care was taken over time to create patchwork series of burns, allowing animals to escape and have food sources, as well as creating coal burns that did not reach the crown of trees. So Aborigines do come through for me, especially when it comes to the Seven Sisters, but that's not who I'm talking about. I don't know who this person is over there because I'm really picking up on a Caucasian person from Australia. When I say it's somebody that's going to get the business. But Australians, I mean, Aborigines is something that's kind of, I think that's what it is. So they saying Aborigines get payback. So of course they get payback because Native American curses, like they hitting the Tennessee floods and stuff like that. And I put the post of those TikToks on there. But Aborigines about to get their payback. There's a good movie for whoever want to watch it that can find it. It's called Rabbit Proof Fence. But the same thing that happened with these indigenous tribes where their children was snatched and put into foster care and forced into religion and stuff. But yeah, Australia about to get the business. That's why a lot of the things is happening, but y'all ain't seen nothing yet because it's about to be kind of like Amazon or what they was giving me. The Nazca lines, which is in Mexico, has been coming through too. Y'all can look all of this stuff up, but I get downloads, but I don't sit down at the table. I don't sit down here 24/7. Most of the stuff, like I said, happens right in my head at random times. And the same thing is happening for y'all. Just write it down because you're not going to know. You could just add to whatever you get as time goes on, and then it'll start to make sense because it might be directed to what you supposed to study, where you supposed to be, or it'll be too much. uh it says, while fires have always been a part of some ecosystems, integral part while fires have always been a part of some ecosystems, in fact integral to them because of things such as fire triggered germination, we are now entering a time when fires burn so hot and furiously due to climate change factors that the destruction is catastrophic. Sadly, uncontrolled brush fires are becoming the norm in this time of climate change in many countries. These fires are furious, destroying everything: habitat, native wildlife, human life, and property. Some areas have been so intensely burnt that there is a chance they will not recover and easily regenerate. They telling me that humans, whatever this stuff that we about to go through, the only thing you can be is prepared. What's going to happen is, I'm telling y'all about the good stuff. What happens is people only care about community. They don't want to hear about any petty stuff. They want to hear, like I was saying in that reading before, we don't want to care, we don't want to know about your magic unless you could do a rain dance. Can you do a rain dance and bring us some rain for our crops? But as far as like, can you get me the new shoes and this marble table? Nobody cares. Nobody wants that. It's going to cause us to go back to community living, community learning, and it's going to get us to pay attention to the earth, pay attention to the planet that we are on, and understand that the times is changing and we have to come out of whatever that materialism, that stuff is going to be so irrelevant. But that's what it's going to cause everybody to come together and have compassion and kindness, because all of that rest of the stuff is irrelevant. It's going to be about life. All right, it says, these fires are furious, destroying everything: habitat, native wildlife, human life, and property. Some areas have been so intensely burnt there is a chance they will not recover and easily regenerate. The last decade has seen huge forest and brush fires burn with a never before seen intensity that have destroyed huge areas of biome. These the brush fires of the Australian summer of 2019 and 2020, that's what I was talking about. This deck must be really recent. It says it burnt over 12 million hectares and killed around a billion animals, with half of all Australians affected. I'm sorry, I'm getting downloads. So 2019 and 2020, they had a heat wave over there with their sandals. People that had cheap flip flops. It was just the ground was so hot. It was so hot that it was melting the bottom of the shoe. But yeah, these intense brush fires have huge economic costs, not to mention an emotional and spiritual one. So y'all know I don't really read the books. I'm reading it for y'all for whatever information y'all may need out of it instead of whatever is coming out of my mind. But I'm just taking this in. So sometimes I skip because I'm getting downloads, and other times I'm just taking it in because I haven't read it before. It says fury is a difficult emotion both to feel and have directed at you. Yes, yes. I'm going to read that again. Fury is a difficult emotion both to feel and have directed at you, especially fire magic. But fire magic dormant now. Keep sending it. Keep sending it, because I'm telling you, you're going to get towed up if you're using fire magic, if you're using air magic. It is going to rip through the people that it's going to go back to. Because don't nobody want it. Like, we want our assignments. We want to start doing, we have love. We're ready to get out there and be happy. We ain't worried about that other stuff. Like, get out of here. It is important to explore and work through such emotions and be able to understand what they are and what they mean. Unpicking why we feel such intensity helps us to balance the fury. So, for you to even understand, remember, understanding never comes when you're going through it. You're going to feel first before you understand. Humans have to feel pain in order to be reset. That helps them to take their head out their butt and get focused on the task at hand. So when you have these things go through you, your job is to govern yourself. And you cannot govern yourself unless you ground it. You know how you go to a person and you say they already pissed off and they say, calm down. And somebody say, don't tell me to calm down, get about me. And you say, okay, well, let me just go ahead and get in my car and pull off. You know what I'm saying? You are trying to help that person because you happen to be in that. But even children, if you tell them to calm down, like if I'm talking to a child, I get down on my knees and I grab both the front of their chest and the back of their chest. I'm trying to regulate their breathing. I'm trying to calm down so we can communicate and I can find out what's going on with you. Calm down. I'm listening to you. Tell me. Let's take a walk. Anything to get that mind distracted and reroute so we can solve the problem. It's frustrating to not be able to communicate. I had to learn all of these things from my children, but also growing up as one of these children. Communication is the mother of all fuck ups. I'm just trying to tell you. And it's several ways to communicate, because a lot of y'all communicating and y'all not getting no words. Y'all getting that knowing, that invisible proof, and it's going through you, and you don't even know why you mad. You don't even know why the kids is upset and they throwing stuff around. You have no. It's being projected. It's your job to say, oh, let me turn on some music. Let me put this oil diffuser on so everybody can refocus. That's it. Just govern your environment and yourself. When you see something funky that don't match, change it. That's it. Ground yourself as much as possible, because it's training for you. That's all it is. It's training, but it's dissipating. It's going to dissipate and it's going to go away, because we at the end of the spiritual warfare. Now, instead of them fighting you, they fighting the devil. They just don't know it yet. The devil don't have a face. It's all of their karma attacking them at once because they didn't take care of it. Nobody got no time for magic. Woo! All right, y'all. Thank you.